Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Slash Camp. I'm Miriam here, and today is podcast day. Woohoo! Pretty excited because I think we're actually gonna have like all 5 of our hosts at some point today, because I know Taylor said something about he might be late, and then I don't know whether Carthnell's schedule is actually like solid, whether he's actually joining us or not. But I have high hopes for today, and we might actually have all 5 of our members, so I'm pretty excited to see how that goes. For today, I was, like, very vegetative. I was just like, I'm just gonna, like, sit here. And by here, I mean my couch, which was downstairs. And I was like, well, I got up, got my shower, sat down on the couch, was like, what do I want to do? So I ended up watching like 4 or 5 episodes of like different animes, kind of just catching up on like what was going on and things that I missed. And there's a couple series that I've been like meaning to catch up on but just haven't, like Kill la Kill. So I'm just like, with all this new anime coming out, I'm trying to watch it weekly, and I actually like slowed down on watching so much anime because I started getting into those moods where I was just like, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna watch this anime. And then at the end of the anime, I'm like, well, I'm gonna go up and do something. And it's like, I can't really sit for too long anymore without being like really antsy. And I think that was because like all last week, all I did was sit in my computer chair. And now this week, I'm like, I just want to go do something. But yeah, so I've been playing still a little bit of Smite. I was really tired this weekend from work, so I didn't really do anything. So a lot of my teammates are like, where are you at? What you doing? And I'm like, I'm here. I'm gonna go to bed now. So, and based on that front of things, I'm actually part of a new team called In Charge, and they've actually been, well, at least 2 of them have been friends of mine for quite some time. They're local streamers, not my local, but Twitch.tv local. And I've watched them, and I've become friends with them, and I talk to them usually on a regular basis. And then they were like, hey, we're on a Smite team. And I'm like, really now? Really now? So since I'm still like learning Smite, I'm not quite level 30 yet, I kind of started slacking off on that and went, it might be impossible at that point to hit 30 by the end of the month, because if I was playing it regularly like I was, which was like 5 or 6 hours a day, I could have gotten there. But then I took the weekend off, and yeah, so at this point it's kind of unlikely unless I do like 36-hour marathons, and I would prefer not to do that. So it's something that I'm like, well, I'll aim for 30 days, because technically I didn't start until like, what was it? I have it written down. July 9th. So technically, let's see, August 9th would be like my 30-day mark. So hopefully maybe I can still kind of acquire that, but I'm not kind of like pushing myself. I'm just like, if it happens, it happens. So, but yes, they have their own team, and they're trying to get into tournaments, and doing a lot of practicing, and it's called In Charge. And you can go look at Xanatos, or Xenosis, I just call him Zan. I'm sorry, Zan, that I butchered your name. I'm sorry. But, I watch him on stream all the time, and then Husker Fan, I watch all the time now. And so, like, they're local people. Well, not my local. Again, I'm saying local, and I'm like, not even local. But, like, they all know each other. Like, that's what I mean. Like, they all are friends, and they're together. So, I mean, it's nice. It's not, like, a super competitive atmosphere, which a lot of games, especially MOBAs, you get that. You get, like, the teams that are just, like, super competitive, and then usually end up being, like, super stuck up and, like, elitist as well. But they've been, like, really helpful to me, and, like, playing games with, like, scrubs and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's definitely a friendly atmosphere, but they're really cool people, so yay! I see, I'm shamelessly promoting you guys. But, yeah, a lot of people have been asking me what's going on with, like, the VTM front. Vampire the Masquerade, LARPs and stuff like that, because for a while there I was doing videos like once a week based on it. Well, what ended up happening was the table, or rather the group of people that I was playing with, kind of just dispersed, and our schedules never ended up lining up again. And it just became very unfortunate, because we were like, yes, we're going to play VTM, yes, we're going to do this, yes, we're going to do that. And then the last game we ended up actually playing together was the beta for the Dresden LARP. And that was it. And that was a while ago at this point. So, I mean, hopefully I can get like another D&D table together, because that I can do through online. And actually, I was sitting there thinking about it, and I'm like, okay, I understand it's LARP. I understand that it's like live action roleplay. But couldn't this be done through like Skype or Google Plus Hangout? Like, I mean, you sit in front of your computer, you get dressed up, and you get ready. And I mean, it's rock, paper, scissors. So as long as you guys had like a proper internet connection where it's like truly real time, I mean, what's the difference? I mean, you can get up and you can move around, and as long as like the camera's there and like you have your microphone. I mean, I was like, why couldn't we just do this online? So I like ran it past like my group of friends, and they were just like, well, look, our schedules still don't like align. I'm like, but yeah, I mean, there is that feeling of being in person. Excuse me. Besides like doing something through the computer. And D&D is a lot easier because you don't get up, you don't move around, you roll dice, and then you have like the table in front of you. So I mean, it's a lot easier to do stuff like that through a computer than it is to do LARPing, but I really don't see why it would be that much more difficult to kind of implement. So maybe I'll try it at some point, like when my schedule like evens out, because with this past weekend, it's been, like, it was really rough. It really was. And I ended up, like, sleeping a lot. And I screwed up my sleep schedule, and I was just like, there goes my consistency. But, oh well, things happen. And then I'll hopefully get back onto, like, a normal schedule, like, in a bit, after I get over this, like, wave of just exhaustion. So fingers crossed for that one. But yeah, there has been rumors of actually getting a D&D table together, and this was like by the people that I play Smite with, and actually, Carthnell, which is my Australian friend that's on my podcast, he was saying about doing like a /chat D&D session as well, so I thought that was pretty cool. So I mean, there's opportunities for more gaming and more role-playing and stuff like that, so. And it's always in the back of my mind, always, because it's something I enjoy doing. So hopefully, knock on wood, it's something that we can get going relatively soon. And I actually, like, I work a lot better if I'm like, there's this day that I need to do this, there's this day I need to do that. Because if I'm just like, oh, hey guys, let's do this, and then everyone's just like, oh, we'll do it tomorrow, it never happens. So maybe I'll host one. Maybe I'll just, like, come up with, like, some sort of game, and maybe I'll host it. I'm just, like, looking around the room, like, what would this game be about? I don't know. Like, the one thing is, like, a lot of people go, well, for your inspiration, just don't look, don't pay attention, but, like, grab the first thing that's to your right. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll grab the first thing to my right, and the first thing to my right is a spoon. Like, how's this supposed to give me for like inspiration? It's like, it's a spoon. But I don't know. I still have an hour till podcast, and so I'm actually going to start setting things up, because I noticed a lot recently, like, it takes me at least 20 minutes to really set up podcast. And that's because, like, I talk to people and I'm like, okay, well, we're going to do this for podcast, or, like, I need to just make sure everything's working. Because actually, right before I did this video, the program was like, hey, look, you have something plugged in, but there's no audio. Do you want us to fix this? I'm like, what do you mean there's no audio? So I'm hoping when I go back through this video and I check everything, that there's still audio. Because that would suck, be, like, sitting here and, like, making this slash camp, and suddenly I realized there's no audio. I'm like, but yeah, because I use like a USB microphone. I don't actually use like my headset microphone, which is funny because there's been times where I've done like slash camps and I forget that I have my headset on. It does nothing. Like for doing like the vlogs and the videos this way, I'm like, it does nothing. So it's not like I use the microphone. Though I think like at this point I'm like, could have just gotten a headset, not one that had like the microphone, but oh well. It's still pretty. It's still so pretty and it matches everything. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to prep for /chat podcast. And like I said, it's in the next hour, so 2 p.m. Eastern time. And hopefully I shall see you guys there. So, bye!